fantastic. I would like to keep this oak for when we need to make planks and stuff.
Yep.
For doors.
Well, I've got my crafting sorted out that I needed to do, and shall we sleep?
Yes.
There we go. Looks like the sun is coming up. Yep. Alright, I'll go up top, see how many of these. I call them butt munches because they munch your butt, but
They do.
they come up and get you from behind. Okay, so from up here we can see the charcoal pile over there smoking away in a magnificent fashion. Let's see. We've got a couple of them, but they are wandering off at the moment. We've got one who is bound and determined. He's trying to get through that wall, but he's on the back side, so he shouldn't be a concern. Alright, I am outside. I hopped down from above, and we're gonna see about dealing with this fool. Ooh, there's two of them.
You alright?
Yep. I was just dealing with some drifters.
Teaching them the error of their ways, were you?
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's one still wandering around out there someplace, but he seems to be keeping his distance. Oh, let's see, she's got sand laid out for panning.
Panning.
Awesome. There it is. Let's grab this pan. And we'll do a little panning. Show you guys how that works. So when you pan, you must be standing in water. And the sand or gravel blocks must have air above them. So if they've grown grass on top of them, you got to break the grass. But you get down in the water. And what you do is you're going to right-click the sand block. It will fill your pan. Get your crosshairs on the water and hold right-click. And it will spin it. And there we go. We got a copper nugget. And a little basalt. And another copper nugget.
I have the rest of the sand, so
okay.
I can...
I have got to plant these saplings because they are taking up room in my inventory that could be better used elsewhere. So let's just hop out of there for a second. We'll just plunk that guy there. And plunk that guy there. And plunk that guy there. There we go. And
ooh!
what you get?
Lapis.
Lapis. Yes, the pencil. Lapis.
copper arrowhead for the doula.
Nice, nice. There we go. Now we've got our room back in our inventory. But yeah, I like panning. Like I say, it's kind of like playing the lotto. You just kind of never know what you're going to come up with. And there's a small chance of us picking up a temporal gear. Oh, there's some flint.
Quartz.
More basalt.
Copper. Copper. Basalt. Some basalt.
Yeah, getting lots of basalt stones.
That's okay.
Oh.
I'll end up making the floor out of them at
Yep.
some point.
I mean, I've gotten 3 copper, so I mean, there's nothing to complain about there. Now, if you pick something up that goes into your hidden inventory, whichever one of the little baskets or whatever that it goes into, you will actually see that little basket vibrate when you pick up the item. Got 4 flint so far. So 14 basalt, a couple of copper, more basalt. Oop, there's a quartz. Now there are 2 kinds of quartz. There are quartz chunks and clear quartz. Clear quartz can be used to make windows by surrounding it with sticks. My understanding is, at least from what it says in the handbook, we can smelt quartz to make glass, but I've never seen the ability for us to get the temperature up high enough to do so, so I'm not sure what the deal is there.
We have to use the bloomery.
Yeah? Oh,
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Okay. And when I mention the handbook, if I hit H, you'll see that it opens up the survival handbook and it lists all the items in the game. And any one of these items, we can click on it and get information about it. So for instance, I click cattails and it will show us what their burn temperature is, how long they burn, if they're burnable, and then all the different things that they are used to, all the different things that we make using them. So as you can see, there's the empty skep, reed basket, rope, and so on and so forth. There's the poultices. And so it's kind of like JEI or Wila in Minecraft, in that it allows us to see items and recipes.
Ooh.
What's up?
I didn't know that was going to happen.
What's that?
I was trying to put something down next to some sand, and I ended up putting it on top of some sand.
Ah.
Whoops.
Let's take a look. See if we're still smoking over here. I think the charcoal pile is done. Yep, it's quit smoking. Oh, look at all that tasty charcoal. So what we do now is we remove the dirt layer. Now the way she did this is she stacked stacks of logs down in the hole. She covered over all of it but the very center, and then she created a fire pit right in the center and then put a block on top of it. And that is what created the fire pit. Let's go ahead and dig this charcoal out. We're using our shovel to do that. There we go. And we will now be able to smelt down that copper and pour our initial copper tools. This is a great moment. Oop, and there went the shovel. I'll have to go grab one off the wall. Grab that guy right there. Bing.
Hear mobs.
Yeah, I've been hearing them too. And there we go. Make sure we pick that all up. Grand total 47 charcoal.
I got the dirt.
Woot. And let's see here. So, contribute those. There's 9 copper, and then however many copper Eric hath got to add to those.
19 total.
Ooh, so 1 more copper, and we'll have another tool we can smelt. All right,
That's
so
right.
we're going to come on over here. We've got 60 copper. That's 300 units of copper. 20 copper ends up making 100 units, which is what is needed to fill a mold. The only exception to that is the anvil mold, which takes 900 units of copper. It's a lot of copper. But we've got our crucible here. This is, of course, the contents of our crucible. And we are going to take this and go 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And that will now begin to process. Gotta say, it's not real conducive to have our forge way up in the air like that where I can't fill it. But I'm not worried about that right now because we got a long way to go before we will actually be using the forge.
Well, we'll move it down.
Yeah.
I'm cooking us some cattail roots.
Okay.
Kind of all there is right now.
All the meat's gone?
I can do 1 serving of poultry stew.
Well, you know, meat can be cooked without it being in stew.
Yeah.
Okay. Poultry stew is certainly a lovely thing, but what I was asking is if there was a...
There's 1, yeah, there's 1 meat.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you cook out those cattails, that's what we'll have to deal with. I hear a baby pig out there, but... And there's a couple of eggs.
In the cooking.
Alright, the crucible is heating as the green fills the bar here. Eventually, when it fills it completely, the native copper will go liquid. You can see its smelting temperature is 1084 degrees. And this will bring the crucible up to 1300 degrees. Once it is done melting, the crucible will jump to this side and be glowing white hot. We'll then put it in our hot bar and we will use it to directly fill the molds. Goes. We're going to pull this extra charcoal out. We're going to put the crucible in our hot bar. And now what we do is we get the crucible in our hand. We hold shift and right click. There we go. Hammer. Hoe. And pick. And we'll just set the crucible right back on the fire, since this is our dedicated smithing fire. And now these have got to cool. It's very important that you do not attempt to remove them before they cool. If you do, you will pick up the mold, and if you pick up the mold, you will lose the copper. They will slowly but surely cool from white to yellow all the way down, and once they are cool, you'll be able to right click and it'll extract the items from the mold. And the thing that's nice is the mold will not break, so you can reuse these molds over and over and over again. And then it's just a matter of adding a stick to make it into the tool proper.
I don't think I can cook the eggs as they stand.
Yeah, you might have to cook them
Yeah.
in a container.
I tried.
Yeah.
It won't. I can boil them, but I need a bucket, I think.
Ah, yes. Yes.
So there's one serving of stew. And there's one red meat.
Well, you go ahead and eat the serving of stew. Punch that bad boy up. And you've got cattails cooking?
Yeah, and I'll give you the meat. Here.
Okay. But you go ahead and eat that stew, and then we'll just have to supplement with the cattails, that's all.
Yeah.
And the tools are...
And you've got my hoe, so...
I don't have your hoe.
You did do the mold, or you poured it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
come over here and observe the gloriousness that is your hoe. It's got to cool yet a ways. It's still at about 500 degrees, but I am expecting that when it's cool, you will just extract it from the mold yourself, and it will be good. Shall we sleep?
yes.
Okie dokie.
I just need to put a little bit more wood on the fire,
Ah, yes. Yes.
and that'll just keep going while we sleep.
All right. But there are a lot of drifters out there this morning.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the tools should be cool. They are indeed cool. So if you just come in and right-click your hoe, it'll jump right in your inventory.
Take work item.
Yep. There you go. And I'll grab the hammer and the pick head. And now we just like any other tool, we're just going to add a stick to complete it. There we go.